All right, so I told Fern this story and she was laughing like it was the funniest thing she ever heard. So this story comes from my grandfather. He told me this story about 3 months ago. So while I still remember and it's vivid in my head, I'm gonna go ahead and tell it for y'all. So my grandfather was in the military. He was drafted during the Vietnam War, right? So he has Vietnam War stories. This is one of them. Okay, so in the Vietnam War, my grandfather was part of the airborne unit, and they were walking in the jungle because, of course, it's Vietnam, jungle everywhere. And they stopped by this lake, I guess it is, and they were washing themselves as they do, like they're in the they're in the bush, as they call it. They're in the bush for like what, a week, something like that. And they start washing themselves, and it's supposed to be real quick, just like 20 minutes, something like that. Anyways, they started packing up everything. Everybody's putting on their rugs and their clothes. And there was this one guy, I have no idea what his name was because my grandfather didn't tell me, but there was this one guy who was in the river just relaxing, right? Because I mean, I don't blame him. I'll probably be relaxing a little bit too. Walking through the jungle, getting shot at. Who wants to deal with that? Nobody, right? So he was in there a little bit longer. My grandfather, he told him, he said, if you don't get out that river, you're going to have some problems. We all going to have some problems. And it's like somewhat of prediction. You know, after the guy said, you know, I'll take my time, blah, 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 blah. They started shooting up the place. It was an ambush. So my grandfather and everybody else, they started getting in position, start returning fire. And the guy that's in the river, of course, he's like, oh no. And he started running up to get his stuff and blah, blase, right? So my grandfather, he ended up getting inside a hole, I guess like a foxhole, whatever. Which is, I don't know. He didn't really go into detail. He said he jumped into a hole, right? And then, because like it's an ambush, of course he gonna get down. Like, yeah, a lot of people returning fire, but he getting down, he getting low, and then return fire, right? So you don't die. So he jumped in the hole, and before he could even get up, the guy that was basically half naked, right? I'm pretty sure he probably kept his pants on in the river, right? He wasn't butt naked, but I'm pretty sure he just had his pants on. He just started running, and he jumped into the hole on top of my grandfather. And it turned out one of the bullets actually hit the dude on his ass. Technically, he took a bullet from my grandfather. It is so funny because he told me when he got shot. Of course, it hurt. He's like, I was hit. And my grandfather told me, he said, thank God it wasn't me. Oh man. So yeah. Then they returned fire, of course, and then like the Viet Cong got away. Some people got hit, but I think he said nobody died, and they went to the extraction, and yeah. A couple years later, he ended up telling me that story, and I thought it was cool. I told it to Fern, just like to tell Fern about it, because why not? And she just started busting out laughing. So I figured it would be a good story then, because if Fern laughed at it, hey, maybe you laughed at it too. Anyways, I got some more. Maybe I'll share some. There was one story about how my grandfather, he thought it was funny. I didn't think it was funny. But he basically said that he ended up meeting a Vietnamese woman, and she was doing everything she could to make him stay because she loved him that much. And then he said he really thought about it, but if he did, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. Which is funny because I wouldn't be having this conversation with you if he ended up staying in Vietnam. So, thanks, Grandpa. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one. Comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want more stories like this, let me know. Got some more. I have like 3 more. I'm gonna talk to him later tonight. Maybe he'll tell me some more and catch up. So yeah, be sure to talk to your old folks. Maybe they got some good stories too. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.